Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Stay Gay podcast. How are y'all doing? You guys, thank you so much for understanding that I took last week off. Just kind of, I was having I've been having my life's been super duper busy lately. So, I just took last week off because I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And so I was like, I don't have time. I didn't make the time really. I guess that was kind of my issue. So I didn't post last week. So thank you guys for understanding. But I'm back this week and the next few weeks, I'm not taking any time off, especially since Pride Month is next month, you guys. I'm so freaking excited for some of the content I have coming for you guys for Pride Month. I've been excited for Pride Month, especially just, I don't know, I love Pride Month. I love the events, I love all of it. So I'm very excited to really be able to do Pride Month with the podcast and everything next month. So I'm excited for that. And you guys, I think in the next few weeks, I'm going to try to get some guests on. I've been saying that for a while, that I was going to try to get some more guests on here, but it's really hard to find time to record with certain people. So we'll get there eventually. Don't worry, guys. But Mr. Apollo is here with me today. He's going to be my guest for today. So if you guys hear his little snorting in the background, I do apologize. So yeah, just listen for that. But yeah, you guys, today I want to talk about we're going to talk about protecting yourself sexually today, because that's something that, for one, I think it's something that's important for people to know, just kind of in general, needing to know that information, especially if you're somebody who's either new to, if you're new to having sex, or if you're new to the community or whatever, if you have never been tested, all of that kind of stuff. So I want to talk about those things because I think it's important, especially for me, I didn't know a lot about, protecting myself sexually because I was in a relationship for so long. And so I never really thought, I was kind of ignorant in a way. And I was like, I'm never going to get anything. I don't have to worry about it. I've been in a relationship for so long. So I don't have to worry about getting tested, all those things. And so I want to talk about it because as being newly single, I have taken those steps to getting tested, getting on certain meds and all those kind of things. So we're going to kind of deep dive into all of that because I think it's important. Like I said, I think it's important for you guys to know, especially for maybe the younger generation who might not know a lot about it. And even not even all the younger generation. There might be some people, in the older generation that don't know anything about it either because it's never been a concern for them. For me, it wasn't ever a concern for the past 6 years. I was like, well, I don't need to get tested. I don't need any of that stuff because it's not my concern, blah, blah. So just being very ignorant in my own mind. But I'm going to talk about it all. So, kind of first things first is what do you do? What does it mean to protect yourself sexually? So obviously there is options for protecting yourself sexually. Not everybody has to go and, get on certain meds. That might not be for everybody. And not everybody has to there's different options. So obviously the most effective, I think we all know, is condoms. Or I should say abstinence is the most common, but if you are somebody who's sexually active, obviously the most effective thing that you can do is using condoms, because condoms are going to protect you from, most sexual diseases. Obviously, is it 100% effective? No, we all know that. We know girls out there who've used condoms and still got pregnant, y'all. It's the same thing for the straight community, but for the gay community, condoms are the most effective, when it comes to protecting yourself. Obviously, like I said, it's not 100%, but it's the most effective thing that you can do. If somebody, I will say this, in the community, when it comes to using condoms, the gay community, I have never met a gay person in my life that likes to use condoms. They all hate them. Most people hate using condoms. I think most straight people hate using condoms too. I don't know why. I don't know what the big deal is around it. I don't know why people hate it so much. People are always like, it feels different. I don't know. When I first started in my relationship, my long-term relationship with Gage, we used condoms. And the relationships before that, when I was sexually active, I was always using condoms because I was terrified of getting a disease. And I was very young, obviously. I started having sex, I think, when I was 17. I think that's when I started having sex, 17, 18. And I used condoms with everybody because I was terrified. I was like, I don't want to get anything. I don't know. And then, I got older and stopped using condoms because I don't know. I don't know why I stopped, you guys. But it just, I did. And so, But obviously, like, I don't know, like I was saying, like a lot of people in the community, they don't like to use condoms. If you're somebody who wants to use condoms and you're, being sexually active, like just kind of put your foot down on that. Like just be like, I want to use a condom. Like, I don't know what your preference is, but let's just use one to be safe. Like, it's easy communication when you just kind of explain that, like, you want to use it for whatever reason. Like, you don't have to have a specific reason for wanting to protect yourself sexually. It's just, you're just protecting yourself sexually, you guys. So obviously, like I said, most effective condoms. Getting tested, you guys, go get tested regularly. Like, don't ever like push that off. That's something I will now, being a single person and knowing about like testing and STDs, and I mean, I knew about them before, but it just wasn't something I was concerned with. And so get yourself tested regularly. Like, I'm not saying you guys got to go every freaking week. I'm not saying you guys have to, like, just go when it's necessary. Like, for well, I guess for PrEP, like, I'm going to talk a little bit about PrEP later, but for PrEP, you have to go get tested every 3 months for HIV. You have to get your blood work done. And so I recommend just getting tested every 3 months. Like, unless you want to do it more often, you can do it every month. You can do it every 3 months. You can, whatever you want to do. But get tested regularly, and don't be the ignorant type of person like I was and just be like, I'm never gonna get anything. Like, I've had a boyfriend for this long. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like, just be safe. Like, you just never know. Like, I don't want to, like, I'm 100% not putting anybody on blast here, but you never know if your partner could be messing around, or like if you get something, if you are in an open relationship and you have like a threesome, you never know who someone might give you something. Like, it's one of those things. Like, you just never know who you mess around with. You never know what they could give you. People aren't always truthful about having STDs, STIs. And you could catch something without having any fucking clue that you've had it. And there's a lot of STDs out there that, like, you might not even know that you have it. Like, there's certain things that stay like dormant in your body. I think that's what it's called. And you might never even know about them. So just get tested regularly, just to be safe. For some places around the world, I know here in Austin, we have free testing. And so look at your options for if you guys get free testing. If you have insurance, I'm sure your insurance will cover it. Like, all those things, just be safe. Just make sure you're being safe and getting tested, just because you never know what you might have gotten from somebody, and then you don't want to be the person spreading it around to other people, because it's just a big circle, motherfuckers. Like, it's just too much. I don't want to be doing all that. So don't be spreading it around, okay? Just be safe and be responsible about it. If you do find out you have something, if you get tested and you find out you have something, be responsible and take your meds, get it out of your system before you decide to go mess around again, okay? Asking your partner if they've been tested, or just asking your partner in general, like, hey, like, do you have anything? Like, just be open with asking your partner that. That's something that when I I used to be like so afraid of like asking people like, oh, are you safe? Like, I was so like, I felt like it was rude in a way, but like, really it's not. Like, you're just keeping yourself safe. Like, no one's gonna be like, oh my God, like, you think I'm dirty? Like, you're asking if I've been tested. Like, no one's gonna think that, I promise you, because if you ask them, they're probably going to ask you the same question, like, oh, like, that's actually smart. Like, I should actually know, like, are you safe? Are you tested? Blah, blah. So just ask your partner, whoever you are being sexually active with, just ask them. If you're not afraid to, just ask them, like, hey, have you been tested recently? Like, what's your status? Like, I'm not trying to get anything. Especially since there's so many like things out there that can be like pretty bad. And so you just want to make sure you're being safe. Okay. And then options for PrEP. I was talking about PrEP a little bit ago. Figure out your options for PrEP, you guys. If PrEP is something that you want to get on, go for it and figure out your options. There are, down here in Austin at least, I recently got on PrEP because I am recently single. And getting on PrEP wasn't something that I was like, I'm gonna get on it and go be a whore, like whatever, I'm gonna go hoe around, like none of that. I was more of just like, I just want to be safe. So if anybody out there doesn't know what PrEP is for, PrEP is a medicine that protects you. It's about 99% effective, that protects you towards HIV. So if you are using PrEP and you have sexual encounter with somebody who has HIV, you are about 99% protected that you won't get it. And just figure out your option. I guess that's just kind of what I want to talk about with PrEP, is just figure out your options for it. Obviously, PrEP does not like keep you safe from every disease out there. I think that's a common misconception about PrEP, is that it protects you from everything, and really it does not. It only protects you from HIV, and it's 99% effective. It does not protect you from everything, every sexual disease out there. So obviously, talking about this list of things that can protect you sexually, do multiple of them. Like if you guys want to get on PrEP, the reason that I got on PrEP was because HIV is scary. HIV is something that, it had a big impact in the gay community a while ago. And it's killed a lot of people. It's a lot. So that's the reason I got on PrEP, is because HIV is like the number one disease that, I don't want to say disease, the number one STD that scared me. And so that's why I decided to get on PrEP, just in case, like you never know if you get an encounter with somebody who has HIV, like you just never know. And so just the options for PrEP, like figure out what your options are. If you can, get on it. I think every state offers it. Down here in Austin, if you guys are in Austin area, or I believe, I think Houston or Dallas, or San Antonio, I don't know. If you guys are down here in Austin area, we have a place called the Kind Clinic that offers it for free. Well, some people can get it for free. I get it for free personally because I don't have health insurance, because I'm a bartender and I don't have health insurance. But yeah, like down here in Austin, you guys can get tested for free, and you guys can get a PrEP for free if you have the option for it. But just figure out your options. Go to the if you're in Austin. I'm talking very specific to Austin right now, but if you're in Austin, go to the Kind Clinic and get yourself figured out. Ask questions. I asked so many questions when I had my little consultation for it, because I was like, I don't know anything about this. Like, I was very ignorant before I went in for my PrEP and STD appointment. Like, I didn't know anything. Like, they were like, okay, like we're gonna do the STD like screening or whatever. Like, do you know what to do? And I was like, no, because I've literally never been tested, because I just never had a concern in my head because I was with the same person. So, just don't be like, just ask questions. Like, it's okay to ask questions. These people are medical professionals. Like, they're gonna obviously understand. They're gonna have any question in the book. Okay. That was something I was so concerned with, because I was like, I've never been tested. Like, what are they gonna do? How are they gonna test me? Like, what are they gonna like swab and blah, blah. So I was very concerned about it. So, but don't be afraid to, ask all those questions, because obviously they're important. So, but yeah, just figure out your guys' options for PrEP. If you have health insurance, like your health insurance will probably cover it. If you don't, like there's a chance that the provider might cover it, whatever it might be. So just figure out your options if it is something you guys want to get on. I'm not saying PrEP is something you have to be on, but if you guys do want to protect yourself from HIV, PrEP is a very good option for that. And obviously everything else, you're not going to be protected from everything sexually, like STD wise, but you guys can, you have options for those as well. But I think HIV probably has the biggest impact in people's lives if you do happen to get it. I think that's more of an impact in people's lives than, say, if you get like chlamydia or something. So just figure out your options. Again, I'll just say that, just figure out your options for PrEP, and just kind of see what you get. And then last, I just want to say, if you think something is wrong, get tested ASAP, just to be sure. Like, if you guys are just feeling like a bit off, if you had a weird encounter with someone, if you felt like they were being dishonest with you about their testing status, or if you just, if you just feel like something is wrong, go get tested just to be safe. Like, don't ever like push that off. And again, don't be like the ignorant person that decides to just push it off, and then you have sex with other people, and then you are potentially spreading it around. Just be responsible, because you don't want to be the person that's spreading it to other people. And then imagine you find out you have a disease, and then you have to call like a bunch of other people, and you're like, hey, just so you know, I have so-and-so. Like, just be responsible when it comes to getting tested, knowing your status, all that stuff, because you don't want to be the one spreading it around. You don't want, like, how would you feel if someone spread it to you? You're going to be upset. Like, don't be the person that's spreading it around. So again, if you think something's wrong, just go get tested ASAP. Like, most places that you're getting tested at, they're going to have results within, I think my results were within 3 days after I got tested. So just get tested. Like, it's not, I think a lot of people think like it's embarrassing or like whatever. Like, don't ever think that way. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, everybody gets tested. Like, shit happens, like we all experience certain things in life. And so whatever it might be, just make sure you know your status on everything, and just be responsible. Okay.
Knowledge is good.
I don't know why. We have like a home pod in here, you guys, and she just started talking to me. So if you guys heard that, I'm sorry. I kind of talked about that. Why is it important of knowing your status? Like I said, you guys just be responsible. STDs can happen to anybody, you guys. That's something I want to kind of emphasize, is it can happen to anyone. So don't ever be like upset, or, you're going to feel however you want to feel about it when you do find out if you have something, you're going to feel however you want to feel. But it can happen to anybody. So just don't be like, it's not the end of the world if you do end up getting something. Even if you end up getting HIV, which like if you do end up getting HIV, it's not the end of the world. Like everything, we've progressed so far in the world now that like I think there's not cures, but there's preventions to a lot of different things. HIV, there's, you know, medicine to make it so that you're undetectable. When it comes to like chlamydia, like all those, like every STD, like there is certain, you know, antibiotics that you guys can take to get rid of it. So don't ever like, it can happen to anybody, and don't ever think that like it's the end of the world if you do happen to get something. It's gonna be okay, I promise. It can happen to anyone, and you're not just the only one that's ever had a STD. Like I promise there's other people out there who probably had the same thing. So it can happen to anybody, and just be aware of it and just make sure you're getting the help that you need or getting the medication you need and everything when it comes to those things, okay? And then last thing I just want to say is look for free options in your area because they might have them, especially down here in Austin. Like I think a lot of people know like Texas isn't the most gay friendly state in the world, but we have free options down here for, you know, testing and PrEP and all that stuff. So just look for the free options in your area because you never know what you guys might have. Like before I moved down here, I never looked for my options around, you know, when I lived in Minnesota and Wisconsin. I don't even know what my options were because like I said, I was kind of ignorant in a way and I never got tested, which I should have because I should have just known better. But I'm doing it now. I'm being a responsible little 24-year-old, okay? But just look for your options, you guys, because you never know if you have like free options or if you're gonna have like, you know, health insurance option, like whatever it might be. So just look for your options. Obviously I love free, like I'm a hoe for free. I'm a cheap ass bitch. So looking for free options is the way that I went, especially not having health insurance. Like I didn't know how that was gonna work. And there's a lot of like options out there now, like for other than, I'm not saying PrEP, but like medications when it comes to getting STDs or like whatever it might be. There's so many places out there that'll work with you on like getting you coupons and all that stuff. So, just look for your options, okay, you guys? Like look for your options for free. Look for your doctor options. Like don't go into a doctor that makes you feel uncomfortable. Like down here for us, like for the Kind Clinic, like they can make you so comfortable, like you feel welcome, like it's not like homophobic, like all that stuff. So especially look for those as well. Like don't go to a doctor that makes you feel like you don't belong there because obviously like you need to know your options. So don't ever put yourself in an uncomfortable situation as well when it comes to getting tested. But just overall, you guys, be safe when it comes to protecting yourself sexually. Don't ever let someone decide like for you, like we're not using a condom if you really want to use a condom, and don't let, you know, somebody like pressure you into having sex in general. Like I think I talked about that in the virginity episode. Don't ever let someone pressure you into having sex. Like if you don't want to have sex with somebody, don't fucking have sex with them. Like who cares? Like you just don't, okay? But just be safe, you know, when it comes to protecting yourself, and just know your options, know your status. Don't ever be the person that's irresponsible and spreading stuff around. Just be safe, okay? I cannot reiterate that enough, is we need to just keep ourselves safe and keep other people safe as well. So know your status, keep yourself safe, and, you know your options. Always look up your options, and, you know, there's many things that you guys can do out there to protect yourself. So just be safe always. Again, like I said, I'm reiterating that again, be safe. Okay, you guys? I love you guys as always. That's kind of all I got for this episode. I don't know where I was going with that. I love you guys as always, but you guys can listen to episodes on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. And you can follow on all social medias, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, if you guys want to follow along the podcast. And yeah, I'll be posting every single Wednesday, you guys. Pride Month is coming, so I'm so excited, you guys. I cannot wait. And I'm excited to bring on some guests for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to try to bring on a guest each week. We'll see how it's going to work out with scheduling. I'm not very good at scheduling. I've been working so much that like my schedule's been whack. So, but yeah, you guys, Pride Month's coming, so I'm really, really excited for that. I got a lot of good content for you guys I'm excited for. So, I love you guys as always, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.